It's Monday and we are so happy to be back on your screens. I hope you had a fabulous weekend. Welcome to Trending SA right here on SABC3. We have an amazing show just for you. My name is Refilwe Mpakanyane and we have the ever so gracious King Lutlove with us this entire week. Whoop whoop!
Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl. Hi guys, how you doing?
No bow today, but you are serving
all here in all my hair.
Yeah, slyness right there. And how can I forget the ever so loud and shady Mable? How are you doing? How's the weekend?
Good. I'm good.
Yeah.
I had a better weekend than both of you.
Oh, you know this for a fact, do you?
I do. Who spoke to Tamir on Friday. That's how I started my weekend.
Oh, okay.
And then how did you end your weekend?
I'm back here.
Okay. I mean...
Well, some people had a smoother ride than you and much more blessings this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. What a busy weekend. Let's get to our top trends. This past Saturday, the Brazilians,
Wow.
which is what you guys call the Sundowns.
Okay.
Sure. Basically, they won the Nedbank Cup final against Bloemfontein Celtics, Bebedlala Botwa basically. But their win was short-lived when coach Pitso Mosimane was asked during an online post-match interview about Tebogo Langerman, who was suspended from playing in the Nedbank final because he had picked up a fourth yellow card in the previous game. Yet, he was match ready on Saturday.
Yeah,
That's actually quite crazy. And what's even wilder is Sundowns coach said that he was unaware of Langerman's suspension, which is very confusing. But you know what? Tonight we're joined via Skype by seasoned sport journalist Valen Cradley to help us make sense of all of the stuff that doesn't make sense. Valen, how are you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Good to be with Trending SA.
Yeah, welcome to the team. Valen, can you kind of explain how this type of oversight happens and who exactly should be held accountable?
It is not unusual that the coach didn't know about the suspension of Tebogo Langerman and that it caught him a little bit by surprise because everybody in a team setup has a certain role. And as Coach Pitso Mosimane very passionately said, his role is to coach the team and to manage the boys. And what an amazing job he's done in actually securing a domestic treble. So how does this kind of oversight happen? Well, it is actually the responsibility of the team manager, Masanda Wana, to make sure that the players that are on the team sheet that is presented to the match officials 90 minutes before kickoff are all eligible.
Right. So, Valen, the next question is obviously what the implications of this mess up for the Cup are, as well as Sundowns. Are they penalised in any way? Do they forfeit their win?
Well, we are putting the cart before the horse if we say that they are going to be giving the Nedbank Cup back at any time. So what happens is that it will be seen by the PSL disciplinary committee and then a decision will be made. So basically what happens, if the opposing team finds that there is an ineligible player that has been filtered by their opponent, they can then lodge a protest, but within 30 minutes prior to kick. So that'll be a question whether Celtic did in fact raise the protest in time. Celtic have said that they have raised protest, and now will be for a independent body of the PSL.
All right, we'll look out for that disciplinary, the outcome of the disciplinary committee. Thanks so much for your time this evening. Unfortunately, tech not always on our side, but we really appreciate it. Really appreciate your time with us this evening. But another hot sports update is from the world of tennis. So let's head on over there, right? Former world number one, Naomi Osaka, won the US Open for the second time in 3 years this past weekend. Yes, girl. Her first win was in 2018 against Serena Williams. Remember that controversy? Ooh. And then the 22-year-old has cemented her position in tennis as one of its leading stars. Many people have lauded her performance, and they've even gone as far as to call her the next Serena Williams. Take a look at some of the reactions from this past weekend. Now, Mac Gamfi, I think, said Naomi Osaka.
Young people.
Yeah, Naomi Osaka is the next Serena Williams. She's going to play tennis for a very long time.
Like
Heart emoji goat. And then Desmondov says, even though I am a Serena fan, Osaka is gaining more fans from Serena. Their games mirror each other. Ooh, okay. So with so many people comparing Osaka to Williams, I guess the question we need to ask is why the comparison between the two? Why does she need to be the next Serena Williams? Why can't she just be Naomi?
Because Serena is the gold standard. So it's like Jordan in basketball, and this is sports. There's no politics here. It's just that now Serena is the thing that she's the sky that you have to touch.
Right.
So yeah, that's why she's the next Serena.
Do you agree? Because I think as a woman, I want to say you feel differently. We've lived through iterations of
Comparisons.
is Alec Wek the next Naomi Campbell? As though there's not enough space for a bunch of black women at the top.
I don't think there's enough space for number ones. There can only be number one.
Yeah.
So I might have to lean over with my Blair on this one.
Okay.
I might have
One
changed.
number.
Yeah, there's only one number, and Serena. She is the GOAT.
All right.
Greatest of all time.
All right. Great
All
stuff.
right, so I was living my life, and then I saw #Afrikaans on my timeline yesterday, and when I scrolled through the tweets, I saw something quite interesting. I saw people talking about the Afrikaans college that has been in the pipelines for a minute.
100%. There have been talks of a private Afrikaans university since last year. The university that is currently under construction is in Centurion in Pretoria, and it's expected to open its doors in January 2021. Now, the 1902 Foundation Trade Union Solidarity is building the university through donations. Obviously, we're hoping that things will be back to normal next year and we can actually go to university.
That too. But the university says that it won't exclude any ethnic group, right? If anyone of you was worried. It's just a university that wants to teach its students in Afrikaans. However, all ethnicities are welcome. Let's check out some reactions from the social media streets. Let's take a look. Pumlani M. Majosi says, it's really beautiful to see the Afrikaans private university being built in Centurion. We should celebrate this. More private institutions of higher learning, please, is that first tweet. Moving on to the next one from Zoe Lily, number one, or Zoe Lily one. I can't believe a black person is, and she actually responded to Pumlani's tweet, and she says, I can't believe a black person is happy about this. Where are the African languages universities, where an African lingo is the medium of teaching them? And she says that when black students in Paka University have to put on headphones to get an English translation because they're taught in Afrikaans. Shoot.
To be honest with you, I agree with her. You know, considering where we come from as a country and what Afrikaans meant to us as black people, I can understand the resentment, the bitterness of something like this being allowed to happen. You know, I don't think a lot of us have the power to even put together enough funds, and maybe some do, but to actually have an institution that is strictly Xhosa, Zulu, Sotho, Tswana. I can understand the outrage, and I can understand why somebody would ask why a black person would be supporting that.
No, guys, let me tell you something. If they're not using taxpayer funds, they're not using my money to build an Afrikaans university, they can do whatever. We have money in this country. In the Eastern Cape, could disappear or 200 million. In KZN, we've got Ingonyama Trust. We can build our own universities. You know, as my own universities, and let's stop going. I get the historical thing about it.
100%.
I do.
100%. We can't ignore that.
Do you know what might be better?
What?
If we actually use our taxpayers' monies and rands to actually build the universities and schools we should be building to begin with, so we don't have to resort to privately built institutions. Why should it be that way?
I'm there with you as well, but I'm saying that let's not complain as if we don't have the means. The means are out there, and by the way, schools are good business.
On that note, though, can we trust that this won't be excluding other races? Can we trust that our black kids who do go to this university, if they even end up there, will be okay?
Maybe this is an opportunity for more black philanthropists to come out of the woodworks and build more institutions of higher education. Stay with Training SA and SABC3. See you after this. Welcome
Welcome back. You are still watching Trending SA. Today, Uma Meritwala would have turned 80 years old, sending love to Somizi. And Jabba, Double HP, he would have turned 40 today, sending love to the Ratorishis. And of course, the hip-hop community. Heavenly, happy birthday to you. May you both continue to rest in peace.
Yeah, that's so beautiful, you know, really. May they continue to rest in eternal peace. But you know what's nice, though? Speaking of heavenly birthdays, we have had a birth.
Yes.
In the hip-hop fraternity,
100%.
in the music fraternity, Mufasa got a Simba.
That's so nice.
And we're so excited.
I was actually listening to his album over the weekend.
I've been listening to it as well.
By the way, Zola, that's how you open an album. That was beautiful. The way that album is,
It's stunning.
I love it.
Congratulations to Casper on your best, of course. Yeah.
So last week, President Ramaphosa announced the national state of disaster for COVID-19, that it was extended for another month to the 15th of October. Soon after that, Tweeps took to social media and started toying around with the idea of hashtag level 1, as if they're already not there. So this morning when I woke up, hashtag level 1 was trending on my timeline. And I immediately thought of the president. You know, he's done the right things. This is what Tweeps had to say about hashtag level 1. This is what Nick Breezy 101 had to say. He said, hashtag South Africa, just because we could move to level 1 doesn't mean that the pandemic is over. Let's still be aware and cautious. Yes, support businesses, travel, do what you need to do, but continue to social distance, wash your hands, wear a mask, and be conscious of others.
Preach.
And this is what Uwara had to say, KD Mabul. Right? Uti, does going to level 1 means no more 350? Yes, it means no more 350.
Oh, wow.
How can you laugh, Mable? Come on.
It's an important question.
It is, though, hey?
It matters. I feel like we should be, you know, keeping it till the end of the year just to get everybody balanced.
Yeah.
So with low levels of COVID-19 infections in the country, Minister of Transport Fikile Mbalula teased the passport gang that international travel will be open for leisure. However, the country will continue to impose travel bans to foreign nationals coming from hotspot countries, and traveling to high-risk countries will be prohibited. I am ready.
Okay, with all this talk of level 1 and the possibility of opening international travel, had me missing the president and the infamous line, fellow South Africans. It is expected that the president will address us at some point this week. Ladies, what are you hoping comes out of that family meeting that's upcoming?
Can we go visit our other friends in our other countries? Dad, we need a break from home.
You know, traveling is nice, and we all like to go to far-flung places, and I feel you so badly, right?
Yes.
But guys, the only thing I'm interested in is a detailed, super detailed, and workable and implementable economic recovery plan. I just want to see an economic recovery plan that's going to say, this is how we give you jobs, guys. This is how we save your jobs, guys. Mable, you like to pop bottles and then you forget we still need to make the money.
Can we take time to just switch off for a bit so that we can think?
No.
And
the hard work starts
also,
now, guys.
if we're burning, let's
Only Refila will think of statistics during thinking of statistics.
All right, okay, cool, guys. Clearly I'm the party pooper over here. But check this out. The hashtag Undertaker strike popped up on my newsfeed this morning. This is hectic. A group of undertakers around the country, they're planning to shut down the collection of human remains from private and public health facilities, as well as home removal. Oh, my goodness. As a result of the shutdown, there will be no funerals from today until Wednesday, and the funeral undertakers have called on Muslim communities to adhere to the shutdown.
This shutdown obviously relates to issues of regulations such as the correct licensing, certification, improved working conditions, and higher remuneration, rather. Undertakers are always on the periphery when it comes to these regulations. Can the shutdown be a symptom of a larger issue in the sector?
Huge issue. I think undertakers have been crying for a long time about their working conditions. And, you know, it's a pandemic, they're tired too, and I think they've broken.
Tabo will forgive me. And all the non-English speaking people forgive me, because I need to just speak to black people right now.
100%.
Niyakanga. Nishia neitumbu. Because there's certain things esingazenzi ezabantu abamnyama and nizozenza. Niyazi ukuthi ngekukwazi ukushiya isitumbu endlini. And that's why niyenza lento in between the week. Niyenza from Monday To Wednesday. It's wrong lento enenzayo ngempela.
Ngiyasaba baba.
No, guys, angeke ushiye nesidumbu endlini.
Ngiyasaba.
Guys,
Manje uthi mabathini?
no, guys.
But they need to make that point somehow.
You can make
somehow.
another point. You can, guys. If you guys had told us, that you guys want to do a strike where you want to leave dead bodies inside the house, I would have been out there striking.
How
with
else
them.
are they how else are you gonna?
I don't care, guys. We don't do. There are certain things black people don't do. We do not leave
So
dead bodies
now
in the
you're
house.
going to learn.
No, I'm not
To
letting
stay
it.
indoors. Okay, so while you figure out where a cool, dry place to keep your relatives, stay with us.
Wow.
We're going
Wow.
to break.
Wow.
We'll be joined by the DA's interim leader, John Steenhuisen. I know.
Sure.
It's a lot.
It's like asking
I'll never get over that song. I'll never get over that song. I like it. Welcome back to Training SA. Our guest tonight has been serving as the leader of the opposition in the National Assembly since 2011. He is now the interim federal leader for the Democratic Alliance since November 2019. I'm talking about the one, the only, John Steenhuisen. Welcome to Training SA.
great to be with you this evening. Thanks for the wonderful opportunity.
I'm sure
Good
it's
evening to the viewers as well.
I'm sure it's the first time you've been called John, or it has happened before.
No, everyone calls me John.
Okay.
We've got a first name basis in our party. We don't use that.
I love
So
it.
I'm known as John to everybody.
All right. So
Some people call me other things, but not to my face.
You've
And
been in politics since you were 22 years old, and the political landscape has since evolved. What is the worst and the best thing about being a politician in South Africa right now, especially in the era of social media?
Well, the best thing, I think, is being able to see South Africans come together in times of great trouble. I think we've been through this COVID crisis, and it's really shown the best of South Africa. Unfortunately, it's also shown the worst of some of the South Africans. We've seen this corruption and maladministration around PPE, etc. And, so many South Africans passed the test, but there's a lot in our elected public representatives who failed the test about what it means to be your brother's keeper during a time of crisis.
Okay.
So, Sir John or But John, on a much lighter note, we know that it is your daughter's birthday today. Happy birthday. And you've got 3 beautiful daughters. How would your girls describe you as a father if you were in the room? What would they say?
Well, it depends if I'm in the room or not.
What do you
not in
think
the
they'd
room.
say?
What do you think they'd say?
Well, I think they'd probably say that we don't spend a lot of time together, but the time we do get to spend together is quality time.
Yeah, that's cute. That's sweet.
Really cool. So, John, I read in an interview that you do regret not getting your degree. I guess the perpetual monkey on your back, as it were, right? And some opposition party members from the EFF went back to school and got their degrees. Do you think it's too late for you?
No, not at all. And, as I say, I've done a number of courses, in-service courses, as well as economics course through the London School of Economics. It is something I'll pursue again. Certainly, I studied politics and law to third-year level. But the one thing I can say, there's nothing I learned studying politics to third-year level that could ever possibly equip you for actually working in the political environment.
Yeah.
That is something I'll get round to in the end. But I believe that, we're constantly learning and learning things. And I think you've got to be extending yourself.
Right. It seems like lockdown has unearthed your talent, your on-screen talent. Like we've been seeing a lot of you on our screens. So I want to ask you a question. If you were to take over this show, and this is your seat, the middle one, who would you bring with you from anywhere in the world or within South African politics? Like who would be with you on these chairs?
Definitely Sis Flo, and I've got some unfinished business that we need to take care of, and I think she'll definitely be there with me. And then I like old Sakina Kamwendo from the morning show. Yes, I mean, that's like president to come on. Yeah?
Excellent choice. We approve.
We definitely approve. Now, what we also did is go through your Instagram page, and we noticed that you are a wine connoisseur. So we decided to ask if you would name your own wine, if you would give your own wine a name, which one would it be? We have a couple of options that we would like to explore with you, see if you like them, but what would you call it?
White wine.
Wow. On brand.
I love
Perfection. I love it. So some of our...
And that's with an H.
Oh, white wine. You see what you did there. Love it.
Absolutely brilliant. So some of our wine options, the names that we came up with, we started with the Stuur...
Shut up,
Yes.
Steenhuisen.
We started with Shut Up, Steenhuisen. We need to know if you approve of that.
Thumbs up,
Yeah, I
thumbs
love
down.
that one, and I think the president will put down. You can put him down for a case. I think he'll definitely take a case of that.
At this point, he's buying the entire reserve selection. Okay.
Right?
Our second option that we come up with was 4 non-cousins.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that one looks a bit sour, though. I don't think it's my palate.
And our third and final option was Blue Water.
Yeah, well, you have to say blue waters run deep, eh?
Whoa. Whoa.
Love your work, John. Love
So
your work.
I'm guessing there won't be any rosés there, and you know what I'm saying. You'll just keep it white wine
100%.
With an H.
with an H. All right, Mr. Steenhuisen, before we let you go, let's settle this one once and for all. Are you ever going to accept Mbali's debate request?
Well, of course, I accept Mbali's debate request. We are going to be having a series of debates within the party. It's the party's decision about how these elections are held. We've got an internal code of practice for internal elections. And look, I mean, I'm happy to debate anybody. I've built my career on debating. I'm not scared of anybody, and I'll take anybody.
And since
But we've got to act within the bounds of what our party regulates. The party says, let's have public debate. I'll be the first person there with my boxing gloves on, ready to go the full 12 rounds.
all right, and since we love each other and we've created this relationship without fighting, can you answer the old age questions? Which South Africans?
I speak for the millions of South Africans. And the board going to be looking to salvation in the next year as the country start to constrict quite dramatically. You're looking for a huge opportunity. So I've got at the list for Flow. It's currently around about 3 million. I hope to grow to at least 5 or 6 million at the next election. So the list will go longer. So Flow is going to end up with a lot of memory card on her cell phone to just get through to her.
You got to airdrop it to her. Airdrop it to her, John. Thanks so much for being a good sport. It's been fantastic catching up with you.
And thank you for joining
Really great
us
to see you.
Thank you so
on
much.
Trending SA. And
Thank you
tomorrow
so much.
we'll be joined by Yolanda Janti to speak more on justice for Yolanda and we stand with Yolanda. That's going to be tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to that conversation, and I guess the court case that they're pursuing to overturn her Rhodes University lifetime ban, because we know that has huge implications for her ability to carry on learning. But then it also makes us ask the question around gender-based violence on campus, specifically rape on campus. How are we dealing with it? Are universities doing enough? So that's really her fight. It's going to be a huge one. I don't know how we're going to pick which questions, but I'm looking forward to it.
I cannot wait.
All right, fantastic.
Good night, South Africa.
We'll be talking that tomorrow.
We love you.
Nice one.